Okay, I watched this movie review about this young lady who was playing the cello, and her drunk stepfather came in and tried to rape her. This young lady defended herself by pushing him with her legs eh, so hard into a dresser drawer where he's so drunk he stumbled and managed to get a broken glass cut into his neck. Of course, I don't think if he was drunk he would have did that, but he was that drunk, So anyway, he, instead of doing something that could have saved his life, of course, laid there like a drunk person would and bled out, right? Um, by the time she called the 911 and had the people come, it was too late. She ended up going to court, facing her own peers, and they sent her, or she, I think it was a female judge in this movie. I don't, okay, I'm kind of trying to remember. I think it was a female judge for some reason. It almost looked like her mother was the judge. Anyway, she sent to prison. She was sent to prison, and I'm talking prison, right? So she gets there and she's, approached by the gang, and they telling her she about to join the gang, or she gonna, it's gonna be consequences or whatever. She didn't want to join. She tried to stand alone, and then, of course, it came to a point where she needed the gang because she was trying to stand alone, and in there they wasn't having that, so that she was getting attacked. So she ended up joining the gang. She also ended up doing drugs and wanted to take her own life in the midst of this, right? And I'm not telling it in chronological order. I'm just throwing it all out there in the way that the movie was. I mean, not in the way that the movie was putting it, but I'm trying to remember not to forget anything here. So her mother came. Her mother came to visit her and basically damned her to hell and said it was all her fault and she hoped she ride in there, blah blah blah. Right. So this made her, want to do more drugs, and she's an innocent young lady in prison. So of course she don't care if she died or not. Of course it was a suicide attempt. Of course it might have been more than one suicide attempt. She wants out. She don't want to be there. So she goes to the warden for help. The warden ended up taking advantage of her, not once, not twice, not, it just was all going through anything with her until one of the gang members actually gave her a cell phone and told her to record it and expose them at her hearing. How she got the cell phone in this is the movie magic, I guess, or I don't know. I mean, it didn't have like, doo-doo all over it or nothing. So I don't know how I don't know how they did all this, but she's in her I forget what they call it, the court hearing, where they trying to decide if they're gonna let her out or not. Where she's sitting in front of people and say, oh, I'm good, I'm ready to go out, and they sit there judging like it was some type of slave viewing or something. What did they call the Wall Street before it came? But anyway, that's kind of how it was. That little review board they do, which is something else to be like. Why don't you just observe the person in your own right? Like you got they in there for however long. You can make your decision up before you talk to the actual person. Like you really can do that, right? Because you observing them on a daily basis. Like why would you need to sit them down in front of you and have them tell you? It's so anyway. I'm going off on a tangent there. So long story longer, she ended up recording the warden after. Oh, I did skip the part where they had some type of contest where she would play the cello, which was Of course they gonna have a contest where she gonna play the cello. Like what kind of anyway, this is where the movie went, right? Like really a cello contest in prison? I don't know. I just haven't heard of all these contest type deals where people, and I haven't been in prison to be fair. So maybe they do got a contest for everything that somebody could possibly come up in there that they was doing before, origami folding contest. I don't know. Just don't know. Anyway, she ended up setting the warden up and then getting her freedom. I did skip over one thing. The mother did come back close to her just before she exposed this guy and said she was sorry and all that. She had some type of revelation, like smacked her or gave her Mike Tyson blow and knocked her out. And when she recovered, she realized she was wrong. So she went and apologized or whatever, and made amends, so to speak, right? So, but that didn't have anything to do with this young lady making a move to get herself out of there with the little help from the other female in prison. So she actually gained her freedom. She actually got out. And the movie closed with her playing the cello in front of her audience, showing that pale skin will always win. Oh, I couldn't help it. I tried to get through this without doing something like that. Without saying anything like that. But I almost made it. People. I did good.